back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi. That thing you just saw, I made a couple of weeks back, and a few people asked me how I did the resin flower. Now, looking at it now, it's not that good, especially after what I'm going to make here. Now, some of this idea was from cob nuts, and I'm just saying cob nuts. I'll put her channel, if I can find the video, I'll put it in the description below. So this is totally inspired by her, and I've kind of made, well, I don't know what kind of flower you'd call it. Is it rose? Is it a lily? Well, it could just be a fantasy flower, I suppose, but it's quite cool. I'm using this plastic to draw out my shapes and the petals, and for some reason every one of them just looked like a love heart, so I went with it. And I'm using a marker pen and plastic, and then what I'll do is, some of them I remember to do this, I'll turn it over so I don't get the black ink on the actual resin. Does this work? No. Of course, who forgets to keep turning the blooming thing over? That's me. This is now Wednesday, and I'm kind of rushing to get a video done because I've had a week of blah. So yeah, I'm not even doing a Froggy Friday tomorrow because I haven't got one. I mean, I suppose I could rush one through, but I haven't got a foggy Scooby-Doo idea on what to do. Martha gave me an idea of a frog bust, but then my brain bust, so not working. I'm using UV resin and these colorants from I think they were Amazon. Let me see. Yes, quite possibly. Again, the writing is so tiny I cannot read it, and that's my silly computer making noises. I thought I'd click that off. Oh well. Decorum? Did it say decorum? Oh god, I can't read that. That's so tiny. I really do need to invest in a magnifying glass. Oh crikey. Well, anyway, I'm using green, red, and peach. And I don't need a lot of colourant in it because I want it to be see-through. No, not that word. You all know the word for see-through. It's not opaque, it's not iridescent, it's the other one. Do you know, one of these days, my brain's going to work and all the words that need to come out will come out. And in the correct order. And again, today is not that day. So, I've gone gradient, but I want to use the little end of my pokey tool to smear it through so it looks like it's more natural. Smear it through, streak it through, whatever, I don't know. My words aren't wording. So that's my first petal. But these aren't going to stay like that. I has ideas. And I think Cobb did it as well, but I had a bit of a different idea. Yeah, kind of. You'll see when I'm faffing later. It all involves a baby wipe. It's not a baby wipe, it's a floor wipe. I don't use baby wipes. Floor wipes are just a lot easier. And I'm going to do several of these in different sizes. And I did have to cut them off the piece of plastic every now and again because they kept flapping back onto each other. So I was making a little bit of a mess. I know, me make a mess. It's unheard of. So I'm doing red to pink to green and then smear it through. It's not smear, streak it through. Not streak it through. Oh, do you know? How do you lot actually watch me? I wind myself up. So now there's the green. I do like that green actually. It's very, very nice. What is it about green lately? And I should cook them for about 3 minutes. I don't need to turn them over because I'm using a double-sided light from Temu. And I've only just realised since getting it that it does 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But what it says on the actual unit itself is not what it does on the timer. I'm sure that's not right, unless I can't add up. That's also quite possible. I don't do numbers. So yeah, there's going to be quite a lot of these made, but you're not going to watch me do them all. That's just madness. So now I'm using a little bit of resiners gold, yellow, and I'm going to mix it with this clay stuff, UV clay. And I don't use gloves because I've used this before and I know I'm not allergic to it. So I'm just going to mix it in and sort of massage it until it's got the right colour. I've also done some leaves with the leftover green, and the leftovers from all the colours I put into a little heart. And it kind of reminded me of a strawberry, so I stuck some black seeds on the back, just in acrylic marker, just messing about with it really. But this bit is going to hold my first set of flower petals together. Yeah, not the way I started off, no. Now, I faff with this a huge deal, and then I pick it up, put it in my hand, and I get it to a certain point, and I'm like, oh, that worked. And I thought, yeah, I'll clean me clay roller. Yeah, waste of time. So the second idea was I'll put it round my roller and then I'll be alright. So what I'm going to do is, not right now, not with that, I'm going to but bend them with a heat gun. And at first, of course, silly me, fingers straight on it, and it was like 2 seconds later, ouch. But yeah, that's just me. I can't feel my fingertips very well, so it took me a while to actually recognise that I was actually burning my skin. So I'm folding it round, and then I thought I'd use my fingers just to make the petals bend backwards a little bit, and it worked, but I found a much easier way of doing it. So I'm going to do these 3 as well. In fact, I'm going to do most of them, and I'll show you the trick of bending the flower petals back a little bit as well. I've also made a little buzzy bee that I'm going to attach to the flower, and I've got a mould. I just put some resin in, and some coloured resin in that I've got leftovers of, and then just cured it. It's come out alright. The tentacles? No, not tentacles. The little things on the top of the head. Is it tentacles? I don't think that's right. Oh God. Oh no, not again. Please somebody tell me. Because yeah, again, brain farted, brain gone. Just like that. Oh dear. So I'm moulding these a little bit more in my fingers, but they're still not how I want them to be. And you have to hold them for a little while, just until they cool down, so then you get the shape you need. So that's me saying I'm gonna do them all, and then this is the last one, I think, actually. So no, actually it's not. This is the one I get the trick on. I bend it back with the cloth. 1, I don't burn my fingers. 2, I get a perfectly rounded end. I mean, that's brilliant. I love it. So yeah, just wash your cloth back. It works a treat. So I do most of them the same way. Now these are the ones I picked up, put them in my hand like that, and they just stayed, and I thought, oh my god, I need to grab that yellow stuff quick, the UV clay, because if I let go, I'm never going to get that again. Now I do have to put some more in at the end of this because it's not quite central compared to how I put the petals, sorry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to UV all of these bits and bobs together and try and do them in some sort of non-uniform way, but I know what I'm trying to say. To make it look more like a flower, you don't do them round and round and round, it's overlapping kind of thing. So it's kind of uniform, but it's not. Oh god. Can somebody please give me a lobotomy? I'm sure it'd work much better if my brain wasn't working. My mouth. See, I can't even finish a sentence. So that bit's cured, and now it's time to UV the resin on with UV. Now it's time to put the petals on with the UV. Now I think this torch is on its way out because I'm like, where's the light? I can't see the light. Is it working? Is it on? I'm like, oh, blow that. That's dead. So then I'm having to rummage in my drawer, and I couldn't find the other one. It's got trapped in there because I've put something a bit too big in my drawer, and now I'm like, oh no. It's like when you get the mashed potato masher stuck in the drawer and it won't let you open it. Oh, it's a nightmare. So I'm curing it, hoping that when I keep turning it round it'll cure nicely. And it did feel slightly wobbly, and I'm sorry about the huge close-up of the bottom of the bottle. I'm going round just one petal at a time, trying to hold it all in place with like 2 fingers. And the first couple of times it just did not want to play at all. It kept sliding around in my fingers, and I'm thinking, what's going off? The rest of it's cured, why is this bit not curing? So I persevered, and then I put some on top of it, and then I carried on going around with the rest of the petals. Now I think it's beginning to take shape here. I think it looks nice. Maybe could have done with different colours, I don't know. I quite like the gradient of it. I know it doesn't look real, but it's a fantasy flower. But it's made me think about ideas I want to do for the summer fantasy. Not necessarily the big flowers like this, but yeah, definitely got an idea now for that. It's sparked a brainwave. In fact, I don't think I wrote that down. I must do that right now. I'm going to write it down while I'm talking to you, because if I don't do it, I'm going to forget. So, I'm still going around with the UV in each flower. How weird is it to write and talk at the same time and not say what you're actually writing? I'm trying very hard to make it still look flower-like. And did I say that I'd already made some little leaves to put around the bottoms? Then I'm going to use that trick with the heat gun again as well and make them sort of fold out a little bit. Not fold out. Not more realistic, like they're drooping a little. A bit like you'd find on a rose. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. I suppose you could stick it on a clip or put it on the top of a box, or just have it as a decoration. It's very fragile, very fragile. I suppose I could make it stronger by putting some more UV on top, but I quite like it as is. I just don't think it'll last with a house full of cats. I say full, we've got 3. And one sleeps most of the day. He's getting very old now. So now I'm getting ready to put... I didn't need that one, but that's my little strawberry heart look. Just put some little black dots on back. I'm sure it's supposed to be yellow, but black showed up better. And that was like that mould I got out of my Temu set. That was last week, I think, or was it this week? Do you know? I don't remember. Last week, I think. So now I'm going to cover up this whole flower because I think it needs to be just scrunched in a little bit more. So I'm going to give it some real good heat, both sides, so then it makes it nice and flexible. And then I'm going to get the cloth and just give it a gentle squeeze. Hold on to it until it's cooled down. Get the leaves, the petals where I need them to be, because I found one had just sort of stuck out a little bit. And then when that's cooled down, it's time to let go, and I shall turn it over and get the green bits sorted. And that's the bit where I've realised it's not quite central. Look, I suppose it could also be kind of a poppy. I think it's more of a wild rose. Yeah, it's more of a wild rose. So yeah, I've just put a little bit of heat on the little leaves around the base, and I'm just pulling it up with my nail just to get that little bit of a curl. Oh, I could also put it on a stick and make it an actual flower in a vase. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all. I might do one of those. In fact, I might do this and then put it in my post on YouTube. Jesus. Oh, good grief. Yeah. And where I've gone a bit awry with the black, I thought, I can hide that. I'll stick some silver pen on it. Get a bit of sparkle. Sparkle. Maybe next time I'll do it in glitter. Glitter UV. I've got some really nice fine glitters. That'll look pretty. That's another idea that's come into my brain. Oh yes. I like it when my brain gives me ideas. What I don't like is when my brain decides to forget them. So I've just wrote that one down too. Oh, excellent. So this is nearly done, and I don't think I'd do any more to it other than going around with the pen. No, I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm just going to take some photos, and well, let me know what you think. Should I do some more of these? I like these. I don't know. I suppose it uses up that UV that I don't like. I'm just trying to stick that Muzzy Bee on now. Why did I use UV? It's not a clear Muzzy Bee. That was just silliness. So yeah, the UV sticking it to it did not work. I did try and bend his wings a little bit, but this one's a little bit too thick. For making your flowers, it's got to be dead thin. Almost like that paper that people keep making. I don't like that paper thing. I don't see what I can do with it. It's too abstract for me. That's why I wanted to do it in petals, and then I knew I was going to make a flower. And I ended up using glue. So I hope you like it. I'll take some photos, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
In a world of shadows, light does sing. Goth unicorn with a blackened wing. Happy she dances under moonlit nights, creating beauty, spurring on delight. Her hooves step softly to the softest bell.